Welcome back to the Letters. I'm your host, Geoff Grosso. And this is Geoff Rowley, and this is Eat Shit to Live, or Go Big and Go Home, or
whatever.
Now that we're old and ugly, we're middle-aged and hurting. Love Letters with Geoff Grosso will remind you of the salad days, the best of days.
We've always wanted to do an episode with just all the gnarliest stuff that we could find. 12 minutes of just sheer death.
12 minutes of just sheer raw skateboarding talk.
Yeah.
Well, where does it start? Where does it start? You know, that first guy that's just an animal and just wants everything in the moon, day one. And he'll do whatever it takes to get there.
For me, it would have been Dwayne.
Yeah.
It would have been Dwayne Peters.
Yeah.
Going back to the 70s skate park stuff, like anything to make it or die. And then later on, Schroeder. Schroeder was another one.
And Schroeder. It's all or nothing. I'm going for the gold, so to speak. And I'm either going to get there or I'm going to go down in bloody flames.
I like that though, they skate like that. They don't know any other way, right? They're kind of like hanging by a thread at all times. So the only way for them to learn tricks is to hang by that thread.
Yeah.
Right? Like in control and you're out of control.
Yeah.
Like that to me is like the Gnar. You can do that, you can skate like that doing a G-turn. At any second, is the board going to get ripped away from me and I'm just going to fly down the stairs face forward, which does happen. Happened to Gons in the blind video days, right? Gons bounces on his board.
Yes, he
right?
does, for sure.
And he can look like on the edge and like gnarly when he does certain things, right?
We called Gon Slam Man when we first met him.
Really?
When he was like 13, 14. Yeah. And then, of course, he showed up one day and he actually could ride. And the rest is history, and he stopped being Slam Man real quick.
But when you talk about like that pushing and faster and further, it comes in different shapes and forms, doesn't it? Like, you know what I mean? And that hit the mark, and you remember that, and it was Gons. Nada skated really fast on street, so when I seen him, really, like for Gnar, straight up, Nada skated fast on the street first. Cardiel did massive rails, massive hovers, big kink rails, and he pushed the boundaries of it too at that time. That rail that he did in SF, right? And that one was gnarly at the time. Like for anyone that was doing rails, that was probably bigger than everybody else had done at that time. And also because of the rail was nasty. It was angled all like real sharp stairs all the way down. You couldn't really run out of it. It was into traffic. Julian Stranger. I was really hyped on like the way that Julian skated.
Yeah, the 0 to 100 guys, like they don't, if it was like shifting in a car, there's first and sixth gear and no gears in between.
See, for me, that's Julian Stranger, like straight up. The guy whose clutch is broken, right? And he can't get it back into second to slow down, but he's going to keep going forward, so he's forced to lift his head back and look where he's going. The Reason for Living video there, where he just bombs the hill and he doesn't even do a trick, and that's his video part. And it's the best video part from that era, in my opinion. One of them, just the way that he skated through the, what you were seeing.
Yeah.
I could feel it.
Yeah.
That was the basis for like wanting to skate faster and go further and all of that, Eric Dressen.
Yeah.
Like, it comes in all shapes and forms. Just getting gnarly isn't just doing a gnarly handrail, right? Like it's a particular way of skating, I think, a lot of times. And, the guys I think I enjoy watching do that, like they look like they're gonna slam, at any minute. You know, they shouldn't be dropping in and trying to do a 540 in the snow. But it takes guys like that to go, it's snowing, I'm in the mountains, there's snowboarders everywhere, check this out, I'm going to do a 540 in front of you on a skateboard.
That is one of the greatest photos ever taken.
You know, I like to see someone when someone's going fast and they're going far. I want them to freak me the fuck out. And Markovic was like that. I saw him a lot, like do a lot of like, you know, full speed 360 flips, full speed kick flips on the flat ground and stuff like that. And that makes you want to go faster on the street, makes you want to do the tricks that you can do, going quicker. If every time you see like your favorite skater pushing it. Even PJ Ladd was like, PJ Ladd skated really fast on the flat ground. It was like aggressive flat ground skating, somewhat quick, fast feet and all that.
Danny Sargent.
Oh yeah.
You know, Danny Sargent was an...
See, he knew how to do a frontside board slide.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
Like he'd do one, you go, oh yeah, just keep
I'm
doing
sure he
it,
still does. He was a little before his time for that world. Like it was like, oh man, this dude's on a whole other trip.
For me, like Jason Lee's gnarly to me. Like Jason Lee was so smooth and fluid on the street. It's beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
Right? There was no one that skated like that before that. Going down rails that are high, steep, and long, there's not a lot of weight when you're on the rail and stuff too. So you have to gauge the weight and the angle and get it right first time. If you're ollieing as high as you can ollie and you're going as far as you can go, and you're going to land in what would feel like a normal frontside board slide on a flat bar, essentially. But when you're up there, you're then balancing, and how far are you off the ground? You're probably like 6, 7, 8 feet off the ground. You have that in the back of your head as you're locking in and landing up, so you can't you have to almost gauge a lot of it, is what I find when you have to ollie high and go far and balance and slide far. The variables are so sketchy. It's either like you flow through it or you're dead, you know? That's it. When you're dealing with the bigger stuff, you have to know you can do it. You know what I mean? You can't go, you can go, I think I can do this and I'm going to go and do it, but your confidence has to be, but I know I can do it. You know, fuck, everyone during that rail period, you know? Heath Kirchhoff was insane during that period. And Andrew Reynolds, you know, Jim Greco, Arto Sari, he was ripping. Jamie Thomas, you know, even Eric Costin was doing fucking crazy kink rails and like a lot of technical rail tricks, which was very progressive, you know. Sean Sheffy, like just power on the street. Like there was no one before that skated like that on the street, and it was gnarly. It was a really aggressive approach. I loved it. People are going to be angry that we never mentioned Jaws, right? Yeah, I mean he can drop like no one I've ever seen. Drops out of space and lands on concrete.
Yeah.
You know?
Talk about fuck, man.
Jump off a building, jump off a roof.
Yeah.
Jump to your head. I remember like when we were pushing all of our rail skating, there'd be days I'd break like 3 or 4 boards. To try and do a trick downstairs, you break 4 boards, trying to do a frontside heel flip, and you snap the nose off, and then you go home and you go to 4 boards, and then go back, jump downstairs again. You do that for 5, 6 years, it's the same feeling, doesn't matter what trick you're doing. Yeah. But at the time, you want to know if you can do all of those things as big as you can do them. And during like the freaking time that I was like hammering out all the rails and stairs and everything, it was just progressing each trick as far as I could go. And when I felt like I'd pushed them without dying as far as I could go, it was then adapting, finding new terrain, finding new ways to get gnarly. And like, you know, it isn't just then finding another rail and at that time going, hey, let's do a 50 stair. We've done 20, 30 stairs. Let's do 40, 50, 60 stair rails. It was like, hey, we've been there. We've got bruises from that. Let's try and adapt some other sides of our skating, because it's not just like the Gnar for me has never been that. But whenever everyone's like, fuck, you do more rails, more stairs, and like, I can do them, and I know what it feels like.
Yeah.
I know what it feels like, and when I do it, it feels the same, right? Like, but I don't need to like tap into that too heavy, because that's not where I want to go. I want to go faster on the flat ground, you know? I want to go faster downhill. I want to go faster uphill. You know, I want to film a line uphill really fast. Well, with some of that bigger stuff, when you step on your board and you don't feel good, you have to like just turn around and get out of there.
Yeah. Like, what was the gnarliest thing you've done that you remember that it's like, okay, this one was sketchy?
Anything where there's a big drop in, all the roof gaps are the same because you can't be in that space. Right? You got to go over and over it. Like those, every single roof gap that I've ever done where there's a drop, like I said, is just the same. The preparation is just the same. You have to feel really intuitive on your board. And if you don't, like if you get on your board and you're feeling a little bit sketchy, I have like gone like, no, need to go home, kind of thing, because you have to feel good.
Yeah,
you just do.
You can't hesitate.
You just straight up.
See,
and then sometimes there isn't. Sometimes I'll just be at a spot and we'll be there and we'll go, okay, it's go time, because we'll never be there again. Or if we have to come back in a month, maybe I don't want to feel like what it feels like to look at this spot ever again. I just want to get out of the way. You know, that's happened before. That happened with Fred and Leon. Like I'd cover Thrasher gap on the back 50-50 years ago.
I really always enjoyed working with Geoff, because it's the kind of skater who, of course, is super good, but outside of that, like he knows exactly what he wants. He has like a vision of like where he wants to go. It's really easy to work with people like this, because just like going for it.
I wasn't going to be back. I'm not going to Lyon, France again within the next 12 months when I was there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I either do it now or I will probably never ever do this.
Yeah.
Every now and again it's like that, and that's never a good dynamic. It's forced pain. And then you're just, that's flipping the coin.
Raven Trichet is a fucking beast.
We can't even mention Grant Taylor. He's on a whole nother level.
Yeah, that's...
Sorry,
that's
Grant,
it.
you're too good to be in an episode on Gnar, because you're above
Yeah.
and beyond. You're in a whole nother category of beauty. It's called finesse and Gnar.
Jamie Foy holds it down for the big boys. He's sitting there chomping on a piece of pizza, and then he goes out and does some fucking just animalistic bullshit on his skateboard. Like,
He's in the zone.
That's the only thing you say when you go there now. Like, how the hell did Arnold backflip through this thing?
I mean, Otto was like that. Otto's what, like 6'3" or something
yeah,
like that? Like,
he's a thick
he's a
man.
big guy, right? Like,
Yeah.
and when you see dudes going at it like that, right? And they're bigger guys, like just different shape, fucking rad.
Yeah.
What about when that one he landed to fakie almost? That was crazy too. That was the first one he almost landed. Then that one, he just backlipped, held it, and just rolled away, straight to regular.
Danny really deserves like a big badge, a big golden badge that just says freaking King of Skate or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you want to talk about Gnar, like you need to just bring Danny Way in here, because he's like, he really is that for a lot of people, you know, and he was that for me of like big picture. Like we can always go bigger, we can always go further, and if our body can't do it, we'll make our body do it.
Yeah.
We'll strap it up.
When Vert died or whatever, like when the great shift came, he was one of the only ones that really transitioned over and like fucking handled it on every level.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck, like you really are that fucking good. Like
Yeah.
you've got it all.
I mean, Duffy started it with the technical and big rail. Like he started, that video part was groundbreaking, that video part in Questionable Plan B video. was 10 years ahead of everything for
Yeah.
rail skating. It took 10 years before we could like go at that.
Yeah.
He laid it down. I'm sure there was loads of other dudes, but he laid it down.
We definitely have to mention Wade.
Oh,
You know, Wade was another one. Dennis Buzenitz, or however you say his last name.
Yeah. Jamie Thomas.
There's just this laser-like focus, you know, and if he got an idea in his head, you know, I'm going to do this. There's just, and you know, he was going to put in the work until he got what he came to get.
Dustin Dolan, every time he steps on the board, he looks like he's in slam. But what's beautiful about Dustin, every time you're out of the van, he's on his board. He's the first guy to step at it, and he'll take a slam, you know, and get back up and still do it. Very few people do that.
Frank Gerwer, fucking kickflip Wallenberg, when you had to, before they built the ramp.
But the fact that he kickflipped it like that, the proper way, like...
Frankie's fucking the real fucking deal.
It just starts winding up, man, and just fucking everybody wants a piece of it, because it's like, fuck. I just want to say, man, it's just fucking good energy, dude, and you just feed off of it. You feel it, and you want a piece of it. You want to fucking bite into it. It's fucking great, dude.
I've seen Tony drop in and do like 3 tricks. I don't know. It's alien shit. Like you're tuned into some higher plane, but there are those people like Tony T that can just, that they inhabit that space. People's preferences about like who they like and, you know, who they like and why they like them, and who they don't like and why they don't like them. You take all of that out of the equation and just talk about the drive, you know, to fucking get down. That's universal. You can respect that no matter what. Well, thanks for sitting down and talking with us. Yeah, man, go big or go home. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Go out and skate, man. That's all it is. Fucking go out and ride with your friends. See what you got. Thanks for watching.
When you found those spots, those were your places that you pushed at, right?
Yeah.
Like that happened a lot on like the rails and like the bigger stir stuff. It was finding the spots was part of it too. Someone's gonna go and look for that stuff. Yeah. So actually being out and looking for it, I enjoyed that too. Because you're out as a skater looking at like driving through the cities or driving through back alleyways or places you should be or shouldn't be. And you're looking to find like these gems that you're going to go back and you might hit by yourself, or you might have a whole crew with, you know. But it's no different than finding that like a pool and going, fuck, we're all going to go back, but only 3 of us can go, right? We can't have more than that at the spot.